female representation in politics. Obviously, the more females that we can get, there'll be more of a collective voice for females. There aren't many females, in particular black females, or those from ethnic minorities. So the more that we have involved in politics, the more of a voice there'll be for ethnic minorities, and therefore equality can happen, and therefore society can become a lot more equal.
A medium of inciting change in society, but I feel like it doesn't reflect everyone's voices, it just reflects the voices of those also in power who seem to be the same sort of demographic, age and sort of male, white, older, and they've got many different views than like young people of this country.
I think the younger generation is definitely getting more involved in politics nowadays because I think they want to see more change. Of course, the more people that get involved, the more impact it's going to have. So the more people that get involved, it's definitely going to have a positive change. And more equality in society. If we get more people from ethnic minorities and everyone involved in a good demographic, then I think it will definitely make a change and acknowledge problems within ethnic minority communities.
I feel like nowadays is a lot about democracy and it's a lot about getting order in society. As an immigrant, I sometimes feel like I shouldn't have a place in politics, and that sometimes stops me from taking action.
The difference in pay for women, the difference in the services for women and being taken seriously in health matters at the home and in the workplace is something that needs to be changed, and it needs more than what has been done at the moment. We seem to be talking of the same conversations that we had 40 years ago about inequality, about sexism, about violence against women.
I asked the City Council if we could have war memorial in the War Memorial Park for the Indian Christians, and it's never happened because we haven't even got a war memorial in Arboretum. First step of recognition, slowly going to make a war memorial that represents the Indian and the Asian Christians that have fought in the war but are the unforgettable soldiers. No one knows this, and when I go and represent Asian Christians, some people don't even know that Asian Christians exist. For me, it's very important to be visible and to be proud of, to tell people that who you are and the things that your community lacks.
We do need to have more women of power, and I'm sad to see that the UK is not doing as well as it should be in terms of that front, and I think that we should be learning from countries who have been making strides and efforts to do that. I know Iceland, year after year after year, I believe now it's 12th year in a row that they've been top rated in terms of gender gap equality. So I think that definitely the UK should be stepping up in terms of getting more women into those positions of power, and most notably influential positions of power.
Social media is a really powerful tool to not only communicate with people in our city, in our country, but across the world, and hear about and advocate for issues that we may not have heard of without social media. But I also think having a community is really important. Like, as much as we may try, we can't fix the world by ourselves. Working with others as a community strengthens our cause and provides a safe space.
I'm motivated by the injustices that I see around me and the lack of access that people have, particularly people from the black and minority ethnic group. When I see people's biased views and attitudes towards these groups that often motivates me to action, change and fought for greater equality, because I know some of the reasons why communities are in the disadvantaged positions that they are, and they're often things that are not within their control.
How you get into local politics, it's not always easily known or easily understood, or even knowing how you can get somebody to open the door for you. All of those have been part of how I arrived at this, if you like. You know, working in government, was interested in policy. My kind of roots made me really more socially aware. So if you put all those together, I tried out, if you like, local politics, learning the ropes and building your confidence. And I can remember how scared I was of thinking, oh my God, I've got to knock on somebody's door.
The most important skill a person needs to become politically active is having education around this and knowing about politics and its foundation in all its entirety. And I believe if you have that foundation, you then know what to do.
Let that be, for instance, maybe venues in order to get your political opinion, spaces that will actually listen to you and I guess accommodate for your views, and maybe as well it's a matter of who you know as well. So maybe like people in higher spaces that are willing to project your opinion, advocate for you.
It depends. When sometimes I think almost like politics can lead to positive change and more equality in society, but to show us some negative change.
They have to believe that they can do it and they can create some change in this specific society. And nothing will stop us, nothing will stop me from taking action except those women who cannot believe in themselves.
Justice that I can already see. So I'm enjoying going to school today. I'm enjoying working, earning money and living the kind of life I want to live because someone sought to serve, did something, made sacrifices, spoke up, and now I'm enjoying it. I want to continue with that kind of good work because there will always be injustice and there will always be justice, but I want to further justice. That's what motivates me.
Things should always be moving and ideas should always be progressive because of course society is not stagnant and people's ideas and what things are happening are never stagnant. There should always be a point towards progress. Just having people speak together is the most important thing. And they often speak about within relationships, romantic or otherwise, that communication is the key. In society, it's exactly the same. We are here to live alongside one another.
Unspoken and
unconsidered history is our canon. And what motivates me, or what I'd want to be more equal, is access to that history in one hand, and then greater social mobility in the future is in the other hand. No more asking twice for the appropriate care or considerations, or having to qualify our needs through someone else's voice. And by someone else, I mean those who are not from marginalised identities. A lot of words are thrown around when people talk about equality and change, but I think to me, freedom is mobility and privilege is comfort. And by mobility, I mean that the moment where you cannot be possibly voting against your self-interest because your voting options are consistently keeping your welfare in mind. That's true freedom.